Stop it. You're such an idiot. Well, welcome to this episode of Bethany Talks About Stuff. I'm your host, Bethany F. DeVors.
That's her.
And this is my guest today. This is Rick DeVors. This is, in case you couldn't tell by the family resemblance, which I don't think you can, this is my older brother.
You can call me Gator.
Oh my, stop that! My word. We've already had these discussions. What were your other, you introduced yourself as, stop it.
Popo Pirate.
Stop. Such an idiot. This is what I've put up with my whole life, by the way.
She's lucky.
Oh, yes. Luck. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're drinking Black Rifle coffee, which we do not have a sponsorship from, but, you know, should that happen, I'm not opposed.
Pew pew, America.
And today we're going to talk about cop movies. So we do pop culture here. And Rick is a lifetime law enforcement officer. How long have you been? Stop that. How long have you been in law enforcement?
A long time.
Oh, thank you. That cleared it right up.
I started in 1985. You do the math.
Okay, thank you. I feel like we're really orange. Hold on, I'm gonna.
Because we're Irish.
That doesn't make us orange. That makes us white.
Oh, our hair should be orange or red, but mine's white.
It used to be brown.
I had hair one time.
Anyway, so we've had quite the interesting conversation. So what we decided to do today was go through our top 10 favorite cop movies today.
No, let's clarify. This is what you decided we would do today.
I asked for input. I did ask for input. And we did talk about possibly doing like the top 10 action movies. We bounced some stuff around. And by bouncing some stuff around, I mean, I threw out some stuff and he pretty much was like, no. Those are the answers I got. So, you know, this is going to be great.
Not feeling it.
And then he tried to, you know, refer me to his TikTok. So I was already horrified before we even started.
Awesome. I dance.
TikTok.
You're welcome.
Okay. Anyway, so also just putting it out there that I have taken a lot of harassment about this topic because I did have trouble finding 10.
That's because you know nothing about this topic.
10 whole movies. I did have trouble finding 10 whole movies. And Rick is quite upset with me. Disappointed. And
How many on my list do you know?
I know of them.
How many have you watched?
One.
Wow.
I have seen one of the movies on Ricky's list.
She's moving to China after this.
Rick, not Ricky. Sorry. Do you want me
Gator.
Do you want me to
just
cut
call me
it?
Gator. That's all right.
Okay, good. Because I'm not sure if I'm talented enough yet. I'm not great with the editing off software yet, but we'll get there. So what I thought we would do, we will start with Rick's top 10 list, and I will comment basically nothing because I have
nothing.
I have not seen most of these movies, and then I will give my top 10 list, and Ricky will.
So I'm just reading the list. I'm just reading the list.
No, I want you to tell me what makes that particular movie good. And remember,
because it's on my list. I mean,
wow. So,
would you like me to start?
Give us the name of the movie, a couple of actors, what it's basically about.
Why say it be all these rules? What's up with the rules?
You're the expert.
There's a lot of rules.
These aren't rules.
I feel like they're rules. I feel like I look oppressed right now, don't I?
Well, you look something. I'm trying to be nice because you're doing me a favor by being on my show. Stay in frame.
Hi, frame.
So anyway, if you'll just tell us a little bit about...
Do I have to keep leaning like this?
No, please
it's
stop.
Uncomfortable.
Please stop. Gross. Yuck. So, just tell a little bit about the movie and then why it made your top 10 list. So, go.
Number one.
Now, is this number one like it's the best?
No, this is number one ever.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure, like, because you said earlier it was not in any...
No, the rest of them are not in any order. This
The first
is number
one.
one.
All right. So?
Walking Tall. Not the fake with The Rock who refused to use the real name. Walking Tall.
The Rock didn't use the real name?
No, he refused to be called Buford because he didn't like the name.
What? That's the guy's name.
Exactly.
Walking Tall.
Walking Tall trilogy.
It's actually on my list too. One of the few I really did know.
True story.
It is a true story. And
my hero and the reason I became a cop.
Is it really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Buford Pusser is the man, was the man, still is the man, even though he's dead.
I was going to ask, is he still alive?
No, they murdered him.
Was that in the third movie?
Don't give it away. Spoiler alert.
Sorry. It's been a really long time since I've seen these movies. Look, every time I cackle like that, the bar for the microphone goes zoom, all the way to the farthest. I got to stop cackling. Okay. So what did you like about Walking Tall other than Buford Pusser is just the man?
That pretty much says it, doesn't it? Oh, he carried a big stick. He hit people with it. I was okay with that.
So he was a sheriff, right?
He was the sheriff of McNairy County, Tennessee, and it was a very bad place.
Well, thank you for that in-depth recap. It really was good. It was very good.
It's amazing.
He went in and really, cleaned the place up. And
you need to watch the movies.
Yeah, he faced a lot of opposition, and he just really, that's why it's called Walking Tall, because he just didn't back down.
He did not back down.
Yeah.
And he carried a big stick.
That was, my list is not in any order at all, but it is on there. So I'm going to mark it off so I don't repeat.
So we're done with Walking Tall? We're moving on in life?
Let's move on.
Number 2. The Untouchables. And by the way, even though I said these were random, this is number 2. This is also another reason that I became a cop.
The Untouchables.
The Untouchables. Actually, the book I do read occasionally. And yes, Elliot Ness, the man beside Buford Pusser. 2 men.
So I just want to
side,
point out that Rick has made a joke about occasionally reading. For years and years, everybody got books for Christmas every year.
I believe you got one this year.
I did.
You're welcome.
They're good books. Ricky's like, here, illiterates. I know you're not reading on your own, so have a book.
I would get them audiobooks, but I feel like that's cheating.
It is not cheating. I love audiobooks.
The Untouchables. Great movie.
Who's in it?
Sean Connery, the man. There's a lot of men. Have you noticed that? I like men because I'm a man, damn
Kevin
it.
Costner.
Kevin Costner is the lead. He's Elliot Ness. Prohibition movie. He was sent to Chicago to clean up the corruption. He's the man who put Al Capone in prison. Enough said.
Did you see that there's a movie on Netflix they made?
Did you not hear me? I said enough said.
I'm going to knock you right out of that chair.
I'm drinking my coffee.
I had this really cute mug that had cats on it, and he refused to use it.
Wonder why. Are we done with the Untouchables?
No, I was going to say, did you see on Netflix they have it's not actually the Untouchables, it's not Prohibition, but I believe Kevin Costner's in it, and it's a documentary, well, not a documentary.
So you're going to talk about the movie that you've never seen?
Yes. I've got it in my list, but it's about the agents that were chasing after Bonnie and Clyde. And
yes.
Did you see it?
The Highwayman.
The Highwayman. Thank you. Thank you. Did you see it?
Yes, I have seen it.
Was it good?
Great movie.
I was going to say, I heard it really
it
good things
didn't make the
about
top 10, but it would have been in the top 15.
I heard really good things about it. I got it in my list. So maybe we'll get to agree on that one later.
Maybe it's just too late in my life to change my life, so that's why I didn't make the top list. Okay.
Move on.
Number 3. Arguably could be number 1 just because of who's in it. Dirty Harry. Clint Eastwood.
This was the one movie on his list I have actually seen. And I think I saw it when I was like 15. And it's been quite a few years since 15. So
go ahead. Make my day.
That's all I remember.
It's not even from that movie.
Is it not really?
No, it's not.
What's it from?
The Enforcer.
Well, what's in the Dirty Harry movie then? Because there's got to be at least one really iconic
You're
line.
wondering if I fired 5 or 6. And then all the confusion. I lost count myself. You remember that?
I do actually.
Okay.
I do actually remember that. All right. I think everybody's familiar with Dirty Harry.
Yes.
So.
Well, let's hope.
Even
America.
I knew that one. So.
Pew pew.
Okay, move on. Next.
French Connection. The French Connection.
Gene Hackman, right?
Gene Hackman.
See, I told you I know of these movies. I haven't seen them, but I do know of them.
Based on a true story. He plays Popeye Doyle, who was a New York City detective who was a narcotics investigator and busted up one of the largest drug rings in history. One of the greatest car chase scenes ever is in this movie.
I do remember you saying that. I remember you talking about that.
That's why it's on the list.
That's pretty cool.
Plus, it's Gene Hackman.
Yeah. Okay. Next.
Serpico.
Yeah, I know the name Serpico.
Serpico is a great book. Al Pacino played in the movie, played Serpico. Serpico was a guy who actually was kind of a rat. He ratted out a lot of New York City cops, but there was a lot of corruption going on, and he came forward about the corruption and had to go into really witness protection after he had talked to the FBI. So it's a great movie about having some character and doing the right thing.
Serpico. So is that based on a true story?
Yes, it is.
All right.
True story.
How many of yours are based on true stories?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know if you'd only watched them?
Wow. This is normal. This is normal. This is not even a show. Just that's how he talks.
Is this a camera?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay.
So, okay, next.
Next is End of Watch. Awesome movie. Not a true story, by the way.
Thank you.
But it's a great movie. Jake Gyllenhaal and somebody else. Lots of somebody else is actually playing that movie. Fantastic. It's literally a tearjerker at the end. Aww. Don't want to give it away. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, don't, because I actually will try to watch some of these.
My stepson told me I would cry when I watched it. I said, I don't cry when I watch movies. I cried when I watched this movie.
He usually just cries at family get-togethers.
That's because I have to be there. Next, Colors. Another great LAPD movie. Who was in that? Robert Duvall.
Oh.
And it was based on a unit. They used to call it the Crash Unit, which was like their gang unit, their street crimes unit. Another one, very dramatic movie, very accurate movie, but it's not based on a true story. All right. That make you happy? I'm telling you these things.
Actually, I do. Okay. I meant to ask you to tell us which one.
The next one is sort of based on a true story. It's called Super Troopers.
Oh, my word.
It's Vermont. Who knows what the troopers do up there?
People in Vermont do.
And everyone has watched Super Troopers, except Beth.
Not seen any of these movies.
Classic cult movie.
Okay.
You should watch it. You'll laugh.
I probably would, actually. Every time Ricky's like, you need to watch this movie, you'll laugh. And I'm like, I'm not going to laugh at that. And then I usually do. I do normally laugh.
I know comedy. I'm a cop. That's what we do. This movie is life-changing. And it's comedy. And it's not based on a true story, but it should be. So I think I'll make it into a true story. That's where I got my nickname Gator from.
Oh, stop.
The other guys.
I said, don't use Gator.
You know why?
Don't use Gator.
Because pimps don't cry.
Stop it.
Pimps don't cry.
Stop.
It's in the movie. It's got to be true.
I want you to know, viewer, what I go through for this show.
We're doing this for one person? Really?
Probably. I don't know. They might watch. More people might watch because you're in this one. I don't know. But I had to watch while I was making. I bribe people with food to do this.
It works for me.
So while I was cooking said food in the kitchen, I'm watching Rick's phone like this. You gotta watch this scene from the other guys. Watch this one.
Pimps don't cry.
Stop.
What? I'm singing a song from the movie.
I know.
We're talking about the movies. Shouldn't I sing songs from the movie?
So tell us a little bit about this movie.
It's awesome. It's got Will Ferrell, Marky Mark, who's now known as Mark Wahlberg, The Rock, and Samuel L. Jackson. What more do I need to say?
The Rock was in that?
Yes. Oh, now you'll watch it because
I didn't know Samuel L. Jackson was in there either.
That's right. A lot of F-bombs.
I'm sure. Well, Will Ferrell is hit or miss for me. Like, he's either ridiculously funny, like pee your pants funny, or he is just the most obnoxious piece of work. But I can't say about this because I haven't seen it. I will say that the bits I've seen were funny, if a little obnoxious. And Rick made me watch the scene where evidently he basically improvised the entire scene.
It's the lion and tuna scene. Anyone with taste has already seen this.
It was pretty messed up, but it was funny. It was funny.
And just remember, I'm a peacock. I got to fly, damn it. That's from the movie, too.
I figured. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate the update. So give us your last one.
Next to last. I'm going to do an honorable mention.
That's right.
Because I'm the guest and I feel like I can.
He did say he was going to do that.
Yes.
I said,
so
okay.
The last one on my list probably shouldn't actually be the last one, but it's a good one. Why? Because it stars one man, Chuck freaking Norris, Lone Wolf McQuade. There would be no Walker, Texas Ranger, if there hadn't been a Lone Wolf McQuade.
You're the one that watched that show. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because the eyes of the Ranger are upon you.
When that show was on, every now and then Ricky would just be like, the eyes of the Ranger are upon you.
Chuck's watching.
Out of nowhere, and we'd just be like, okay.
Texas Ranger in the desert doing his thing. Lots of guns, lots of fists, lots of feet. Bam! Lone Wolf McQuade, Texas Ranger.
My coffee almost came right out of my nose. That was disgusting.
Honorable mention.
Yes?
Are we done with Lone Wolf? Would you
I
like
guess.
some more Chuck Norris?
You're the guest.
Would you like some more Chuck Norris anecdotes?
Am I getting any?
No. So, honorable mention. It was originally on my top 10, but I had to push it down a notch. Bullet. Steve McQueen. Another classic car chase scene. And a little bit of trivia for the one person watching this. A little bit of trivia for you.
For you.
For you. The modern Mustang is designed to sound just like the Mustang in the Bullet car chase that Steve McQueen drove. That's a true story. Ford actually went back, took the audio from the exhaust, and had to recreate it in the factory for the new body styles.
I'm going to fact check that.
Fact check it. Just on Facebook. I don't care.
That's actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. There you go. There's my list.
Bullet. You know what? Bullet is the only movie of your list that I actually had not heard of, though. Until I start scrolling through lists to try to find some for my list.
Steve McQueen. I'm old. I know these people. Let's hear your list.
Let's hear my list.
I bet it's cheery.
It is.
I'm going to drink coffee while you read your list.
So, my number one movie was In the Heat of the Night with Sidney Poitier. And
I feel like that's a TV show.
It was a TV show after the movie.
I feel like if they make a TV show from the movie, it really shouldn't be a movie.
Lone Wolf McQuade. Excuse me.
Oh, no. Whoa. It wasn't McQuade, Texas Ranger. It was Walker, Texas Ranger. Two different characters.
Anyway, I love In the Heat of the Night. My mom and I watched that when I was a kid, and that was one of my favorite movies. And I still, to this day, love the scene where the guy in the garden, in the greenhouse, slaps Sidney Poitier's character, and Sidney Poitier hits him back.
That would be Tibbs.
Thank you. And they call me Mr. Tibbs. For years, I thought that was the name of that movie because my mom could not remember the name of the movie. It was In the Heat of the Night. And she'd say, hey, let's go watch They Call Me Mr. Tibbs. I'm like, I don't think that's the name. But
you knew what she meant.
I did know what she meant.
Mm-hmm.
But so he hits him, and then Mr. Tibbs hits him back. And the white guy's like looking at the sheriff going, what are you going to do about it? And the guy goes, I don't know. It's always like... I don't know. He's like, well, you hit him first, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do about it. I loved that movie. It was a very good movie.
TV show.
The movie was much better. That TV show was...
Carol O'Connor.
goofy.
TV show.
Who was in the movie though? Because it wasn't Carol O'Connor, but it was
that guy that played Carol O'Connor's guy. That's him.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I'm better than IMDb or whatever it's called.
Next, and mine are not in any order at all. That was the first one that came to my mind. I mean, say cop movie, I almost always think of In the Heat of the Night first. My next one is High Noon.
Western.
But he's a cop?
Western.
He's a cop.
They're all cops. Or bad guys. It's a Western.
Okay, look, I had to stretch to find 10 cop movies to put on my list. This was on somebody else's cop list. I stole it.
But it did have Gary Cooper.
High Noon is an old black and white movie with Gary Cooper and Grace Kelly. And he has just gotten married to Grace Kelly, and the bad guy has said he's going to come and meet him at noon. And she's like, I'm not going to wait for you. You need to not do it. She was a Quaker, right?
It's a Western.
Oh my gosh. Anyways.
I don't know.
The song High Noon.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Oh my darling. It's a great song too.
Why can you sing your music and I can't sing mine?
Because I'm the host.
Guess what? Pimps don't cry.
Because my song's not horrible.
No. There's that.
Tex Ritter sang my song. So my next one is Beverly Hills Cop. Because I thought Eddie Murphy was really good. It is not a realistic story at all. Most of mine are comedies.
I will give you that one.
I thought that was really funny.
That would have made my top 25.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a really funny, good movie. So my next movie is The Naked Gun.
Which I have all three, by the way.
I love The Naked Gun. Has some of the best, like, airplane-like stupid puns. It was
because that same guy's in them.
It was he was in there.
You know, with the girl's name,
Leslie Nielsen.
that guy. He's in both of them.
Was he in Airplane?
Let's say he was.
Are you you're not sure, are you?
But are you sure?
No, I'm not. That's
So
why I'm
let's
asking
say he
you.
was.
Okay.
Because the one viewer probably doesn't know.
Let's hope not anyway, because it's making us look bad. But The Naked Gun was based off of an old TV show called Police Files.
Yes.
And so it was like a parody of that, and so there were all these and he was in the original show, right?
He was.
I was gonna say, I kind of remember my mom saying that because my mom used to watch the Police Files. Our mom loved all the cop shows, murder mysteries. She loved all that stuff. So that's kind of how we ended up watching all of that. So she was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that show," and it was so funny because he was such a serious, dramatic actor. And then he went off to do The Naked Gun, and it was so goofy. It was just the most goofy stuff. Next on my list is Lethal Weapon.
That would be my top 15.
Do you see how the differences in our lists are? That I don't feel like I really need to explain much about what my movies are because more people have seen my movies.
Everybody's seen my movies because they're classics.
Not everybody. I'm just saying.
And Lethal Weapon's really not a cop movie. It's a Christmas show. Let's be honest.
The first one?
Yes.
Not Die Hard. This is Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon was a Christmas movie. Don't you remember driving into the living room with the Christmas tree there? It was Christmas. He came over for Christmas dinner after all the big shootouts.
I had actually forgotten that. In fairness, I haven't seen Lethal Weapon in a really long time either.
Oh.
I mentioned I had trouble making this list, right? Okay.
Yeah, she's got a Western in there. It's okay.
Do not forsake me, oh my darling.
Pimps don't cry.
Can you see the difference in the quality of songs? I'm just saying. So next on my list is The Fugitive.
Good movie.
Harrison Ford. Mm-hmm. Tommy Lee Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's where that iconic...
And the sequel. The sequel almost made my list.
The one
U.S.
with,
Marshals with Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones.
That was the sequel to The Fugitive.
But who was the fugitive in U.S. Marshals? Wasn't it...
The guy that actually went to prison for tax evasion. Wesley Snipes.
Was it Wesley Snipes?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking Wesley Snipes, but I couldn't quite... But he went to prison for tax evasion?
He sure did.
Wow. I gotta pay better attention to what's going on. I don't know.
He really was a fugitive.
I feel kind of bad about that. Not really, but a little.
Okay, I kind of chuckled.
I tend to think taxes are robbery, but whatever. Okay, so my next one is Die Hard, which is also a Christmas movie. but it's a
first
cop
one.
movie too.
Well, the first two were actually Christmas movies.
The first one's the only one I've seen all the way through.
I have all of them. I have the box set.
Well, I'm not borrowing any more DVDs from you because when they go missing, you always accuse me of having stolen your movies, even though I give them back.
She and my ex-wives have all my movies.
I do not have any of his movies. In fact, I'm still pretty sure that I loaned him my Charlie Brown Christmas and that it just disappeared.
I just put her in the same category as my ex-wife.
Yes, that's great. Anyway. My next movie was Walking Tall. So we've already discussed that. And then my next one is Dragnet. with
You're going to say the new one. With
Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks.
It was actually funny.
It was funny. That was a funny movie. It was a funny movie. And again, our mom used to watch the old TV show Dragnet. Series. And we'd have to watch the TV show. Well, I would have to watch it with her in syndication, of course. She also used to watch. You know what else I forgot? I had totally forgotten about this TV show altogether was Barney Miller. Remember Barney Miller?
How do you forget Barney Miller? And you didn't even mention Adam 12. Mm-hmm. That's good TV. Reed and Malloy? One Adam 12? Oh my gosh. Heathens. Cop heathens.
Some of these are a little dated. Like, people aren't going to recognize them. I mean, we
will,
old. But thank you.
Look at her.
Shut up. He's older than me. I just want to point that out again.
I am the youngest of the three.
Oh, the lightning is going to strike you dead. I don't even remember this.
I just had a rough life. That's it. I'm 29.
That's a really rough life, brother.
It's the cop life. It does it to you.
No, don't. And my last one is Starsky and Hutch.
Which one? The TV show.
No, the movie. We're talking about movies. Ben Stiller.
Yes, I just watched it.
Owen Wilson. And the only reason I've seen this movie,
Snoop Dogg,
is because after 2 years, I finally went to go see his house because I am a good sister. I mean, it only took me 2 years. In fairness, he told us he's only going to stay there for, what was it?
6 months.
Okay.
I lied.
But no kidding.
I didn't lie purposefully. It just happened.
So I showed up and he's like, you need to see Starsky and Hutch. And I'm like, I didn't watch the TV show. He's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You need to see it. It's great. It's great. So we watched it, which, by the way...
It was great, wasn't it?
It did make it onto my list because I did think it was funny. But I had never seen the old TV show. I was familiar with it, but I never watched it. But what was so funny about that whole experience was how hard Rick laughed through that whole movie. And he could be, and every
because
time,
I grew up watching the series.
Don't break the mic.
I'm sorry. I grew up watching the series, so it was hilarious.
And then he's like...
Because I got it.
This is how you watch a movie with Rick. This part's funny. This part's funny. Watch this part. It's really funny. It's so funny. I'm like...
Because I want you to enjoy the movie the way that I'm enjoying it.
And then after we watched the whole movie with me protesting before we watched the movie, I didn't see the show. I didn't see the show. See, I don't think I'm going to get it. He's like, yeah, it'll be fine. He goes, yeah, that probably would have been funnier if you'd watched the old TV show. But it was funny, though.
Let me mention...
It was really good. I enjoyed it.
That Gator is not only a cop, but I'm also a life coach. And I've tried to get people to the place they should be in life. And I'm trying to help my sister, and she doesn't appreciate it. But you know what? I'll still keep trying, because that's what brothers do. Great.
I'm looking forward to that.
You're welcome.
But this is good. So I did want to do cop movies, and that's why I needed Rick, because obviously I don't do a lot of cop movies.
She does westerns.
I did do westerns. Because then our stepdad was a western buff. He was like a cowboy, and he was awesome. Bill used to love John Wayne. Oh my goodness. I still have a statue in my living room of John Wayne. That was his. So I kept it after he died. I dressed him up for Christmas and everything. It's fun.
That's even more creepy.
It is a little, but it's all right. So anyway, we're going to wrap this up.
You don't have an elf on the shelf. You have a Wayne on the pane.
You really just came up with that, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
All right. I'll give you credit for that one.
Thank you.
So we're going to wrap up.
I thought we were doing a thing.
We are going to, but I'm gonna we'll do that after.
You didn't like my list, did you? Oh, you wouldn't know because you've never seen any of my movie. I hope you, the one viewer out there, enjoyed my list. This was for you.
America. Pew, pew.
Pew, pew.
Anyway, so yes, after we finish the recording of the show, we do like to do a little, we usually do a game. So we're going to wrap this up. If you have watched, stop it. If you watched any of these movies, leave a comment below. Let us know which movies you like. What did we leave off that you might have thought should have been on our top 10 list? What was just a travesty that was on our list? Let us know in the comment section, and hopefully you'll like and subscribe. And then hang on.
I'll sing us out. Go ahead.
Oh, please stop.
Let me know when you're ready. I'll sing us out.
I'll never be ready for this. I will never.
Pimps don't cry.
Stop. Oh, my word.
I'm looking at the camera.
Okay, after this, we're also gonna do a little game, and we'll share that. But in the meantime, please do like, share, subscribe, all that stuff you're supposed to do on social media, and we'll see you soon.
Don't hit the next button.
Okay, instead of a game, I have convinced Rick to tell the monkey story. This is the story everybody asks for, the monkey story. And originally he had said, no, I'm not telling that story anymore. It's overdone. Blah. Rather than have to play a game with his sister, he said, I guess I'll tell the monkey story. So I'm going to move over and give him room. And then when he's done, I'll give you a little wrap up. But here, without further ado, Rick DeVors with the monkey story.
One time, when Gator was on a search warrant.
Stop.
That would be me. I was working for a certain state agency, which shall remain nameless. I was on one side of the door. Another agent's on the other side of the door. We kicked the door. And out comes the monkey. Arms in the air. Teeth. They're vicious. Violent. A rhesus monkey. And it jumps on the guy next to me. He swats it off and runs. Coward. I drew my gun. I'm taking the monkey out. I pull the trigger. Nothing happens. I forgot to flip my safety off. And now the monkey's stalking me. And I'm thinking to myself, if I shoot the monkey, I'll be on CNN. And I don't want to be on CNN.
Yes, you would.
And so I'm backing up toward my Tahoe with the gun still pointed at the monkey. And at this moment, some woman comes running out the door. Oh, don't shoot the monkey. The children love the monkey. I back up to the Tahoe, reach back with my left hand to open the handle. The door is locked. All my fellow agents are in my vehicle with the door locked. And they won't open the door. Let me in. No. The monkey will get us. Well, give me some pepper spray. Oh, no. We didn't bring any pepper spray. So I point my gun at my window that I'm not allowed into. I'm going to shoot the window out of the car if you don't let me in the car. Click. The lock comes off. I get in the car, lock it back, and guess what happens? I see a little furry hand reach up on the side mirror, pulls itself up, looks in the window, and mocks me. The monkey's mocking me. That's right. Baring his little teeth with his little furry hand. So I have to get on the police radio and call the local authorities and ask them to send animal control. The radio goes silent. Of course it does. Next thing I know, there are police cars from 2 counties. There are animal control officers. There's game wardens. Everybody shows up because everybody wants to see the state cops locked in their car with the monkey hanging off the mirror. His name was Spunky. Spunky the monkey. He's famous now. They did newspaper articles about Spunky. They moved him to Arizona to a wildlife preserve. Spunky's famous. And I'm the guy that got attacked by a monkey. And now I have PTSD. The end.
That story shows up at all kinds of family events if we have a new person make the mistake of coming to a family event. But now we can just play this video. And you will never have to tell it again.
That's good.
I'm really glad you didn't shoot the monkey, by the way, because I would have paid it for you to
shot
be.
the monkey.
Oh, stop that! Don't let him fool you.
Monkeys are evil people.
Don't let him fool you. He loves animals.
Remember the Wicked Witch? Flying monkeys. Mm-hmm. Point. Got it? That's the point.
That's different. Do not let him fool you. It drives him crazy that my dogs are scared of everybody.
To see the wizard.
And he tries to make them like him. So.
Monkeys. PTSD.
Anyway. No, when we talk about PTSD from monkeys, you have to talk about Stephanie.
And monkeys?
Stephanie was afraid of the flying monkeys. This is our sister. Was afraid of the flying monkeys.
She was ahead of her time.
Forever.
She was trying to be. She was trying to warn me. It was coming in my future.
She was so afraid of the flying monkeys.
Yeah. No, I'm afraid of the flying monkeys. So.
Anyway, thanks for joining us. This was our version of the game. I try to give out a little prize for every game, but since we don't have a game, Ricky's just getting a participation prize.
I wanted cash, but she would give it.
I don't have any. So, in 2021, here's a very timely Black Rifle 20 sticker. There you go. Thanks for sharing your monkey story.
Can I get cash for this? No. I think not.
You really can't. Well, I have others. Would you rather one of these?
It's too late. There's no cash involved.
Okay, I'm gonna keep those. So, see y'all in the next one.
Manana.